Get faster internet speeds for free when you get TV, internet, and phone. Ask for Trio from Rev.
Rev, join the revolution.
Good evening, Bahamas. Coming up tonight,
Prime Minister Perry Christie addresses concerns about the recent Baha deal. That story straight ahead.
Opposition leader Dr. Hubert Minnis hits out at the Christie administration over that secret Baha deal. That story straight ahead.
heavy rain and gusty winds in the southeast Bahamas. Forecasters say more bad weather is on the way, and the University of the Bahamas closer to reality. Welcome to our news. I'm Christina McNeil. Thanks for joining us. Topping news tonight, Prime Minister Perry Christie is lashing out at those who've criticized the decision to have Baha documents sealed. While speaking this morning at a groundbreaking ceremony for the BTVI Smart Classrooms, Christie defended the deal that he announced on Monday night, insisting he worked tirelessly to secure it. Christie also questioned the common sense of those who were questioning his announcement. Jasmine Brown reports.
Prime Minister Christie made his comments during his speech here at BTVI, where he refuted claims that he's trying to keep the Baha deal secret.
As we debate Baha, and they say they don't believe me, even though what I say had to be approved by the court and held by the court for the time being. But people gotta believe I'm stupid.
Christie announced on Monday that under the new deal, Baha will be completed, sold, and opened before the end of the 2016-2017 winter season. However, the public cannot access the details as the Supreme Court honored requests by the government and China Exim Bank to seal the Baha documents for commercial reasons. The Christie administration has been heavily criticized for this move, but the Prime Minister insisted today that those who are demanding answers should know better.
The naivety of people in public life amazes me to the point where I question their fitness to serve.
Christie also took grave exception to claims that the deal is just another empty promise, asserting he worked around the clock to get it done.
I spend a year and a half staying in my office at midnight and 1 in the morning because 1 in the morning here is 1 in the day over there. Keeping staff in the office negotiating and talking, and pushing and cajoling to get the right result for the Bahamas. For Bahamians who are owed millions of dollars, for Bahamians who invested millions of dollars, for young people by their thousands who need to be paid.
China Exim Bank is providing the capital to complete the project. Additionally, former employees and unsecured creditors will be paid a significant portion, if not all of the money owed to them. As for the other details, Christie says he is remaining silent on the matter until his lawyers give him the okay to release that information.
There's no secrecy. There's no intention for that. But we have to recognize that the Bahamas lives in a world where when hundreds of millions of dollars, like $1 billion, as a part of the agreement have to be transferred for the Bahamas, you don't jump up and talk about that until such time as your lawyers say it is now time to talk.
Now, Christie says he expects more information will be released in the upcoming days. Reporting from BTVI for our news, I'm Jasmine Brown. Back to you, Christina.
Thanks, Jasmine. Well, opposition leader Dr. Hubert Minnis says the Bahamian people have a right to know the details of the Baha agreement. At a press conference this afternoon, Minnis took the government to task for keeping the deal a secret. Dana Smith reports.
Minnis dubbed the Baha agreement a secret deal that was done in the dark of the night and warned an F&M administration would change any part of that deal that it believes is not in the best interests of the Bahamian people.
Minnis said the F&M condemns in the strongest possible terms the suspicious and undemocratic decision by the Christie-led PLP government to put the Baha agreement beyond the reach of the Bahamian people when the public has a right to know.
The agreement that they signed was executed by them on behalf of the Bahamian people, and as a result, the government has a sacred duty to make the agreement public and not keep the details from the Bahamian people.
Minist asked, where is the accountability and transparency? He said the FNM is at a complete loss as to why the government is afraid to tell the Bahamian people how much of the country was, quote, given away in return for the opening of the troubled casino hotel and golf course. Calling the agreement an under-the-table deal, Minist charged that if elected, his government would cancel parts of the agreement if necessary.
Once in office, an FNM government in the sunshine will expose the agreement to the Bahamian people if this government does not, so that any part of it that is not in the interest of the Bahamian people or that would put them in further jeopardy would be cancelled.
Menace said if this deal is as good for the Bahamas as the government says it is, then why is it hiding the deal from the Bahamian people?
Why did you, Prime Minister, request the Supreme Court to seal the details of this deal and deny public access to the agreement? What are you hiding from us?
Menace said as a show of good faith, Christie must immediately address the many questions surrounding this secret deal. He asked if any tax exemptions, land, or additional work permits were granted, and noted that under the Atlantis Resort Agreement, the government may be made to match any additional concessions given to Baha Mar. He also questioned who's the potential buyer. Menace said the Bahamian people deserve leaders who do not hide behind closed doors, crafting secret deals and keeping the people from finding out what they did. Reporting for Our News, I'm Dana Smith.
Thanks, Dana. In other news, the University of the Bahamas is a journey that is finally being realized, according to Education, Science and Technology Minister Jerome Fitzgerald. Today, he laid out the course of that journey on the way to a fully operational university. Simone Davis reports.
The Education Minister announced today that November 10th would be the day that the College of the Bahamas would officially become the University of the Bahamas.
Fitzgerald said the transition to university status goes beyond just passing a bill or changing the name. He stressed it's a paradigm shift in the culture and fabric of the country as it relates to tertiary education and national development.
The narrative of the University of the Bahamas is founded on 4 strong pillars. First is a first-class knowledge in the realm of academics. Secondly, building strong communities through university-level infrastructure. Thirdly, creating a modern space for learning by committing to enhancing of customer service. And fourthly, growing our legacy through transparent financial management.
However, the minister noted that the College of the Bahamas already has sufficient attributes of a university.
To the fact that the majority of students at COB are graduating with bachelor degrees. 70% of the 2014-2015 graduates earned bachelor's degree. Secondly, a high quality of programs and excellence has been achieved in teaching. COB offers more than 60 programs across a broad range of disciplines.
President of the College of the Bahamas, Dr. Rodney Smith, said the University of the Bahamas will hire many more skilled professors to ensure that students are properly educated at the university level.
Every semester for the past several years, we have been bringing in professors at the terminal or PhD level. This semester we're bringing in 12 or 13 new professors as well. We are very, very careful about where we recruit professors from. We're bringing in a professor from Serbia, for instance. We're bringing in a professor of history from the College of William and Mary. Matter of fact, several Bahamians are also returning home from abroad and also being recruited locally.
Fitzgerald deemed November 10th a national day. The ministry will hold a Charter Day ceremony, which will be open to the public. Reporting for Our News, I'm Simone Davis.
In other news, some pretty bad weather is headed this way. Joining me in studio is Senior Deputy Director in the Department of Meteorology, Jeffrey Simmons. Mr. Simmons, tell us what's going on.
Thank you, Christina. Okay, right now, what's happening with this low-level area of weather that's associated with a tropical wave. It's right now interacting with Hispaniola right now. As you can see, all these cloudy conditions. The system is interacting with Hispaniola, and what's happening is that that's going to break it up a bit. But we still have high confidence that this system is going to emerge off the north coast of Hispaniola and find its way into the Bahamian waters. Right now, a 5-day tropical forecast outlook, as you can see, we have a 70% chance that this system is going to enter into the Bahamian waters and then eventually become at least a tropical depression sometime between Saturday and Sunday. A proposed cone that we have in place for this at this time, if the system should develop, you can see here on Thursday, we expect today to continue as just a low-level area. But sometime between Saturday and Sunday, we see the system would become a tropical, is forecast to become a tropical depression in the area of the central Bahamas, and then eventually move across into South Florida area where it could possibly become a tropical storm. Now, what's happening out there is that right now, this system is under some sort of adverse conditions right now. If you take a look at what's going on, we have this spread of models, and all these models are in agreement that this system is actually going to move across the Bahamas area. Now, the question that's all looking at, I guess, would then be the intensity. And what's causing us to actually have some confidence in this system actually increasing intensifying over the Bahamas is that this is a child with upper level winds. And in this area where the system is right now, the system right now is over Hispaniola area, and that's we have some strong winds. But here over the Bahamas, right in this area over the central Bahamas, you can see the winds in that area is very light. And also in addition to that, we have some sharing going on where the system is right now over Hispaniola. And the red lines right now indicate that this is unfavorable area for this system. But over the Bahamas, over the central Bahamas area, you see these green lines. That means the sharing is light. The weather is the conditions are very favorable for this system now to intensify and possibly become a tropical depression while in Bahamian waters, and maybe even intensify to become a tropical storm as it moves towards South Florida sometime late on Sunday. So what's going to happen now is that we're actually going to have you're going to see over the southern islands, that's Inagua, Maguana, Crooked Island, Auckland, you're going to actually see some increase in cloudiness, some increase in showers in those areas, and it's going to spread into the central Bahamas and into the northern Bahamas, where this system could further intensify sometime on Saturday night leading into Sunday.
So thank you very much, Mr. Simmons. We're definitely keeping a close eye on that, especially if you have any weekend plans. Still to come on our news. The opposition weighs in on the recent credit downgrade by Moody's and how the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute is moving up. Stay with us.